Hi ladies, hi gents. I want to share a video with you today, and it's a design team project for Wild Orchid Crafts, and as usual I will pop the link down below in the description box to the store, the Facebook group, and I'll also pop all the product codes down below as well so that you can go find them easy on the website. However, it is very easy to use. As I've explained before, you can search by colour, by type of flower. It's a very easy website to use. This is quite a big project. I haven't done an altered box for a while, so I thought I'm going to do an altered box, and I went for a romantic theme. So there's lots of pinks and creams and beiges, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the box. Okay, so this was a plain wooden box that I found in a shop in town, and it's probably about 6 by, actually it's probably about 7 by 9, I think. Measure it. Let's see how far off I was. Oh, it's actually 8 by 10. 8 by 10 and 4 inches deep. So it's a good size box. So the first thing I did is I covered the whole thing in this beautiful, beautiful paper with roses and sort of like a wood grain look. So I'm just going to show you around all the edges so you can see the beautiful paper. The paper is actually Lemoncraft paper. It's new to me. I've never had Lemoncraft paper before. This is the same sheet that I actually used on the top, and I absolutely love it. And let me just show you the inside, because I did actually cover the inside as well, because I love the paper so much. And inside the lid as well. Okay, around the edges I used a couple of tiny vintage trims, and they don't sit as flat as I would like, but actually I quite like that. It adds to the, let me show you what I mean. You can see it bends over in places because it's so old. There is actually 2 there. I'll show you the trims just so. These are the 2 that I layered up. So that's the laces. I just kept them simple because the paper is so beautiful. I don't want to take away from the paper at all. So I've just done that around the top edge and round the bottom edge, all the way around the box. Okay. So the top is covered in postcards. So I thought I'm going with that theme. So I did fussy cut a few of the postcards out and layer them up. Hang on. And layered them up here to give it a little bit of dimension. This frame was also on the paper, and I cut a second frame out the paper to give it a bit of dimension, and I just popped this image of a couple behind. Just up on this corner I used a tiny metal corner, and I gessoed it, and the metal corners are from Wild Orchid Crafts. They're small filigree. Let it focus. Small filigree silver corners, and the product code is MKX184. And they gesso fantastically. Really, really fantastic. Okay, then in both corners I've used some of the die cut pieces that Wild Orchid Craft sell here and here, and they are from there's 4 corners in here, but there's 2 different types, and they're from the Rainforest Decorative Corners Cutout set, and the product code is GST056. And again, I just rubbed a bit of gesso over those, and I glimmer misted them as well. And then throughout you'll see little bits peeping out here, there, up here, and there's another bit down here. And I actually cut up one of the flourishes or borders, and these are the louver borders cutout set, and the product code is GST053, and I just actually cut one of these, snipped bits off it and placed them in different places. Okay, so I have a cotton doily here, and then there is another couple of postcards that I had in my stash peeping out here and there. So there's one here and one over here, so they're just peeping out. The little cherub just up here, the cutie, well, it's actually an angel, and that's from Wild Orchid Crafts, and that's one of the 9 white Cabochon angels, and the product code is MKX189. And I think there's a mixture of 2 types in here. There's this gorgeous one and this one. Oh, and there's 9 in there. I love these. I am totally in love with these angels. They are so gorgeous. Okay, so the flowers. Let's zoom in because there's a mixture of different ones. So these 3 here are the same flower, and they are the pink Mulberry wild roses in the 40ml, and I actually used the 2-tone pink and cream, and the product code is QVR025, and they're 40ml, and they are gorgeous, really beautiful. So there's 3 of those on there. Then this one and this one either side is a tea rose, and these come from the mixed pink tea roses. Again, they're 40ml, and again I used the 2-tone pink and white, and the product code is QVR041. Then I have a couple of pink lily flowers, and they're from the mixed pink and white lily flower set, and the product code is MKX604. Then I used a mixture of, let me zoom in a bit, hip rosebuds here, and here, and here, and there's also some behind the mask here. So I used some from the some from the mixed pink tone rosebuds, and the product code is GST014. I used some of the darker pinks from this set, and then I also used some of the pale pink hip rosebuds, and the product code is GST060. It's not focusing very well today. There we go. Also there is another lily flower up here as well behind the mask. There's some tiny rosebuds here, in a pink, and they're from the Pastel Tone Rosebuds, and these are 4mm, so they're teeny tiny, and the product code is MKX622. Okay, so then that's the flowers. This mask, I've got to say, is actually a brooch, and actually it was like copper tone with red stones in it, and I just gessoed it and then used a bit of sort of opaque paint over it, just to give it a little bit of shine. And this brooch was gifted to me by Dee. Hi Dee! And I think it looks absolutely stunning painted white. I really do. It looks really beautiful, and then it's accent with a little bit of the pink opaque paint, and it looks amazing. It was amazing anyway, but once I painted it white I thought, wow. So thank you, Dee. And then there's a little handheld mirror here, and this was a silver tone, and again I just gessoed it ever so slightly, and then used the same opaque paint over that, and it still had the little hook on, so I tied some seam binding around that, and I used the Siam pink seam binding, and the product code is MKX485. And then lastly, I think I've almost covered everything. I made a little pen, so I used a nib and I painted it white. I attached feathers to it, and then I wrapped the seam binding around the end of the nib and just onto the start of the flowers. And I think it looks really cute. I love making these little pens. I've made a couple on a few projects before. And the seam binding on this one is the Cameo beige, and the product code is MKX474. So I think I have covered everything, and I just wanted to go with a real romantic theme, and I hope you think I've achieved it. There is, like, on the paper there was some like what looks like paint splats, and I love that. You see down here all these little paint splats. I absolutely love that. So I did add a few more on the top. There was some on the top, but I did add to it. I used white glimmer mist and just splattered it on there, so it does have a bit of a pearlescent sheen to it as well. So I'm so thrilled how that turned out. I really am. So I really hope you like it, and please go check out the store. All the product codes will be down below, and hopefully I will be back very soon with another project. Bye for now.